I believes we are live. What is up, everyone? Harry the Big Dog here with another episode of the DJ interview. Oh man, it's been beautiful out here in the Illinois area, the lower part, not the Chicago part, the lower part of Illinois. It's been beautiful. Uh, what was it? 69 degrees out here today. And I know it's a little bit cooler in some parts of the land. So just say who you are and give me a shout out. What's up? So yo, we got this DJ. He's coming out of the Virginia area and he's been doing it for a little while. But the thing is, he's been doing that while he was in the military too. So we gonna get this story going. Welcome, my man DJ Reflexxx. What's up, bro?
What's up?
How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Just to be alive right now under the circumstances, still working. What more can you ask for? Can't ask for much more, man.
I know that. I know that. So how was you're in the Virginia area?
Right. The
How does
Virginia
weather?
area. Okay, go ahead.
How was the weather out there today?
Actually, it's really warm. Considering the weekend. And when I say warm, considering the weekend, it was about, I don't know, 31 degrees on Saturday. It was cold on Sunday. We got a little brush of snow. But yesterday was 61. Now today went up to 75. So 75 degrees is considered really warm compared to what we've been through in the last couple of days.
This weather here been crazy.
Yeah.
So yo, let's get this thing started. Let everybody know your DJ name. Well, I already said your DJ name, but if your government name, if you want to let them know where you're from and how you got started in this DJ game.
Good. All right, so my government name is Oliver. My DJ name is Reflexxx, and I have to roll around to how I got that DJ name. I started in the DJ game actually by listening to DJ Jazzy Jeff. So that means I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you hear there's so many great DJs, and where I live is 29th and Susquehanna, and they got this park out there, and the DJs used to come out there. They do something called the DJ Cafe right now out in the park, still to this day. But back then, we used to go to the park, and then music, and everyone's barbecuing out in the park, and I got mesmerized by listening to these DJs. And one of them was DJ Jazzy Jeff. What he was doing was one of those things that no one else could do. It quickly became a DJ competition for not only just the DJ and sound, rap artists. It was like a music festival of nowadays from back in the days. So I fell in love with it, but as things go, didn't have money to buy equipment. You know how it goes. It's something I wanted to do, but it was something I couldn't pursue financially.
Right.
So I joined the military at 17, and they sent me to Germany. I went to Germany, and I knew what I wanted to do, but being in the military, I just focused on the military. But then I found this thing called Mainz Castell. If any of my fellow DJs know, and if you ever been to Germany, went to Mainz Castell. Mainz Castell is like this warehouse of all types of speakers, equipment, stereos, and everything. I was like, oh my God.
Now where is this at?
This is in Germany.
What part of Germany?
Mainz, Germany.
Mainz.
And they had this Mainz, M-A-I-N-Z. So I was stationed in Wiesbaden at the time, But Mike Castell wasn't too far, and we just traveled to Mike Castell because everybody was talking about it. Hey man, we want to get a stereo. Everybody wanted a stereo in their room so they could listen to music. So, but I wanted more than a stereo, so I seen it. I bought me a turntable, Technics 1200, and I didn't even have a mixer. I just bought Technics 1200, some speakers, and a couple of records so I could just listen to it. So that's how it was. And eventually, once after about 6 months, I got up enough money to get 2 of them, and then got a mixer with some old regular Pioneer speakers. They were some old school speakers. And then I started practicing in my room as a hobby. And what became a hobby became a passion based off of the ear. And that's where I'm going with it. So I had the ear from listening, and the passion was there, and the love for it came from just practicing.
Right.
So I was practicing just in my room. People start hearing it outside my room, my dorm room. For those that don't understand, we call it barracks, but it's a dorm. So outside my barracks, and next thing you know, they had a barbecue, and they was like, hey, come out and play some music. So went out there and played some music, and I realized quickly I didn't have enough records, because back then you had to have crates, not the digital, real crates.
Real crates of records.
And then they tell me, you don't have this music, you don't have this song. So my weekends became where I'm gonna go to my cell, buy some records, 2 of course,
Right.
and come up with a plan. And then I quickly learned how to set up a crate a certain way where I could play music to keep the music going. And then that ear from listening to Jazzy Jeff and all the other DJs, Tap Money and all of those, we formed this group called Perry Posse. We was on Camp Perry in Wiesbaden, Germany. And there was this guy from New York, this guy from New Jersey. His name is DJ Tony. He actually DJs still in North Carolina, 99.
Wow.
The Fox. So we were part of this crew. And we used to just doing music, trying to rap. And I actually was embarrassing, but trying to rap too. Then had a lyrical content. I knew I wanted to be behind the turntables, but me and Tone, we used to try to scratch and do our things. And I used to try to mimic. I'm one of those guys that try to, and I was just quick with it. So I was solid as a rock as a guy. So that's what they called me at first, DJ Rock. And I was like, man, it didn't really set with me, but I was solid. So they was like, yeah, you solid as a rock. So we rock, rock. So it stuck. And that's how I got my start.
That was your very first name.
DJ Rock. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
When did you end up changing it?
Okay, so as all DJs know, in life, you have transitions in life. You have problems, you have issues, and you might have to stop sometimes what is a passion. So the military became more of a job where it was taken away from me DJing. A couple of deployments, make a long story short. Had a kid, and going through a custody battle with him. I decided to sell my equipment so I could deal with paying for the lawyer. Sold my equipment, but I knew it was a passion. So sold my equipment and got away from it. And however,
I think we lost your video.
Yeah, really?
I hear you, but I think we lost the video.
Okay. I still see you.
Go ahead. Keep going. I hear you. We just lost your video.
Okay. All right, that's cool. So the thing is, after getting away from it, traveling around the military, going to different clubs, I still wanted to do it. I was still listening. Got back into it based off of my man, DJ Tony. Dealt with it on his turntables a little bit, DJing around. Went back to Germany again, tried to buy equipment again, but again, financially things wasn't working out. So, make a long story short, after I say about 10, 12 years, and I wound up coming to Virginia.
Mm.
When I came to Virginia, I started working at the NCO Club. For those that don't know, it's Non-Commissioned Officers Club. And they're all over. So I started out as security. But I had a friend that I was cool with, and he was DJing, but he used to show up late. I was like, hey man, can I get on your turntables? He was like, yeah. Now mind you, I'm the security guard. He was like, yeah, man, go ahead. So he had to take these 1200s. I'm familiar with it. I'm looking in the crates, digging in the crates. I start playing music. The crowd is going crazy. And he comes back. He's like, yo, man, I didn't know you could DJ. I was like, yeah, man, I've done it. And I told him his name was Randy Johnson, DJ RJ. Shout out to RJ. He's like, man, you need to keep this up. I was like, but I'm security right now. So what happened was one day I was doing it, DJing, and he's sitting there, and the owner of the club came in there, and she was like, hold on, you're supposed to be working security. I was like, but I really like DJing. She said, what do you want to do, DJ or be security? I said, if you ask me that question, it's DJ. So there, and that's how I got my start here in Virginia. And she was like, you willing to give up the money that you're making in security to DJ? I said, yeah. I said, yeah, because it's a passion. So she did me like this. She had 3 clubs on post. She told me, she said, well, if you can come up with an idea to make money, because we having problems on Wednesdays, we got karaoke, but people just come for karaoke, sing, and leave.
Right.
I said, okay, no problem. I can come up there on Wednesday. Mind you, this is Saturday. She said, Wednesday, can you show up? Now, let me give you a little history. I had no equipment. But I said, yes. Right?
Yeah.
So I said, yes. And she was like, okay, I'll see you Wednesday. So I panicked a little bit. I didn't think she would say yes, but that's what I wanted to do. And she said, I'm not going to pay you, but you're going to do this. So I had to convince my wife to go to Sam Ash. So I had some money to Ash. So I went to Sam Ash, and I got the old, it wasn't even, by this time we're DJing with CDs now.
Uh-huh.
So now I had all these CD cases. I was buying CD cases over the years. So my crates now were CD cases. So I bought the Stanton. If you know about the old Stanton kind of first CD days.
Yeah.
I bought 2 of those. They were cheap. I bought the cheapest speakers you can think of, and a mixer. Didn't even have a mixer to 2 tops. Right? So that's all I can afford. So I was like, man, I'm just going to roll in there and do my thing. Went in there. I started playing CDs, and the crowd started coming. And they was like, oh, man, what we doing on Wednesday? I said, listen, man, and I'm on the mic. I'm like, yo, we wilding out for Wednesday. And it hit, Wild Out Wednesday. Wow, yeah, we wild out Wednesday. So they start telling, this is social media starting to pop. They're telling their friends. They're telling their friends. The next Wednesday, it was crowded. So crowded so much you could barely hear the music because I got these cheap speakers.
Wow.
So I called my friend RJ, the one who started, helped me out. I said, yo, bro, I need to borrow some speakers. He set me up with some speakers. So the next Wednesday, it hit. Now I have more speakers. And now I got an amp to it. And now everything is just really banging. So it became the talk of the town to the point where Gabby came at me. That's her name, Gabby, the owner of the club.
Right.
You made us a lot of money. I'm going to give you a contract. She gave me a contract within 30 days. She gave me a contract on a military installation. And, I had, of course, First couple checks I had to give to my wife because she you know how it worked.
You had to
So,
repay
but I
that
had to
equipment back.
right. So I had to convince my wife that I had to upgrade. So I started back the business, opened up the business, and got along. And from there, I bought the Pioneer CDJs. Now I'm upgrading. I'm getting a mixer. Now I'm getting the speakers. Bought a couple of more amps. Created an amp rack. The JBLs I bought 2 twin JBLs, the large ones, and some tops to go with it. So now it's up there.
Right.
And now Wednesday is hitting to the point where college students coming, people coming from all over. And one dude asked me, he was like, "Yo, what's your DJ name?" And I was like, "I don't know." He was like, "Man, how you ain't come up with no DJ name?" I didn't want to say DJ Rock because I thought that was corny and it was past his time. So guys know me as have quick reflexes, and I'm very quick with my hands and in my responses. So this guy was like, "Yeah, you should do that, reflex." I was like, I let it settle, and there it is. I was like, "Yeah, quick reflexes, quick on the faders. My reflexes are good." So it's DJ Reflexx. I said I roll with it. I kind of didn't like it at first, but it kind of starts sticking with everyone. And that's how I got my start here in Virginia. The rest is history. The rest is history. So I kind of started and restarted, took a break, and that's how I got into it.
Now you talking 12 or 13 years
Yeah.
break?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You talking about a 12 or 13-year break?
Absolutely.
Wow. And then you came back as DJ Reflexx. Now, I see on your name it has 3 X's on it. Does that mean anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. And a lot of people thought that. It was more of there were other DJ Reflexxes.
Yeah, I know it's one in California. I know
Right.
it's a couple out on the West Coast.
Right. So me not knowing that when I started my Facebook, and I didn't know that until after social media. I started with 1X. So, but there's a guy with 1X. That's the one in California, I believe, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What? So how you go to Facebook, you try to create music. It's another DJ. I was like, what? And I put 2 in there. There was another one. What? 3. It was just filling it out because I didn't want to change it. And I started changing the FLECTS. I was like, no, that's not gonna look good. So I leave it at that. So once the 3X is stuck, but now the other guy, the 2X guy, is not gone. So now I kind of moved it to 2X's. But I mean, either way, it doesn't mean anything. It's just quick reaction, reflex. Got good reflexes. That's it.
Now, what's your style of music? What type of music do you normally play?
I'm a DJ that vibes the crowd. So I can't say there's any music. I don't care if it's country music. I don't care if it's Celtic music. If they vibing with me, I enjoy. What keeps me DJing is joy, and I look at it as a composer from the orchestra. So I'm the orchestra. I'm the composer. I'm trying to find you as a crowd. All I need is one head nodding, and then I'll stay in that lane to see another head nodding, and eventually I get on the dance floor.
Right.
So, but in this area, in where I'm at, I'm more. You got Virginia's known for go-go, Southern soul, R&B. Of course, I have my era of music, the 90s. In the 90s, everything was hitting.
Right.
Rock, They had the grunge music. You had the reggae going, R&B. We had actually had R&B artists, groups, boy bands. Everything was country was hitting. Everything was hitting. So I come from that collage of music, and that's and that kind of goes with my name, Reflexx. So I'm flexible towards all types of music, but mostly here in Virginia, I've been strictly on the hip hop and the R&B, the reggae, and that's another thing in the club. The same club, NCO Club. So I had Wednesdays, and she offered me another day, and she was like, "Well, we got an old school room, and we got a hip hop room. What can you bring to the table?" So it was a challenge, and I like challenges. I said, "Let's create a reggae room." So now I was already DJing Wednesdays, and now here's Friday. She gave me Fridays and told me to. So I went completely outside my comfort zone at that time, and I knew the reggae from the 90s. Come on now. So I had
You're from Philly, of course you know that.
Yeah, I had all these CDs, and I'm hitting it to the point where they like pull up DJ, and I'm doing all of that. The people hitting the walls. That Friday night became a dance competition, reggae dance competition, the reggae room. So that's hidden, and the more gigs came based off of, and that's why I will tell any DJ, if you have a playlist, you're a playlist DJ,
Right.
period. That's what you are. It's no disrespect. When you practice, though, what are you practicing? Are you going to practice on your playlist, or are you going to practice getting outside of your comfort zone? So in DJ Jeff said this in one of his interviews. He said the best DJs will play stuff that no one expected them to hear and make them like it. So that resonated with me. I was like, oh wow. So now that Jeff got me, because that's my idol. I never met the guy. But that's my idol. I'm like, yo. So I hit a song, and I'll give you an example. There's a DJ Cool song. Go-Go Beat. Or better yet, Chucky Baby, Go-Go Beat. Just off the cuff. Chucky Baby, Go-Go Beat is probably about 95, 93 beats per minute.
Right.
I might mix it with In the Air Tonight.
Wow.
You understand? That's completely outside the box. But now I'm blending, giving you two genres of music and make you feel it. I can feel it in the air tonight, Phil Collins,
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Lord, the beat is just going to do. And they're like, oh, my God, what are you doing? But that's the reaction. That's the reaction I wanted. That's what I wanted. I fulfilled my conquest.
Let me ask you this. Did you bring your hip hop from Philly to Virginia?
Oh, for sure.
How did they respond to it?
Here's the thing about Philadelphia, though. If you think about Motown, who was before Motown? So my mom, and it's in my family, my mom used to play records. You know how you had to clean the house back in the day? My mom had all these records. She would play all these records. So I'm going to mention these guys, the Gamble and Huff, right? Gamble and Huff, Philadelphia International. You think about the Frankie, the Mays, Frankie Beverly, he's from Philadelphia. Yeah. Come on now. That whole soul is Philadelphia. And if you go with the old school Philadelphia artists, and I'm gonna name a couple. Steady B.
Yeah, bring the beat back.
Right. PSK Schoolie D. Right?
Yeah.
They all had a soulful sound, even though they had the beats. But if you listen to the music, It was always a soulful sound. And that comes from Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a soulful town. Philadelphia International. We hear about Motown to get all the accolades, but if you really listen to Philadelphia International and really talk about the Gamble and Huff, the OJ, all of this stuff, the Shy Lights, these are soulful sounds. So that's what I knew. It was embedded in the hip hop. So I'm listening to hip hop artists, and you had this steady beats, you had all of that. So all of that is infused into the music that I play. Yes, did I bring that to Virginia? Absolutely. But that was part of me blended. So one thing I knew was, here's Virginia. I'm gonna respect Virginia's town,
Right.
but bring my sound to you using Virginia sound. So that was the whole blend thing that I was doing, using that Philadelphia sound. Right now I could play some Meek Mill, but I might take an acapella from Meek Mill and blend it with one of the local artists beats that these guys like around here, and make it go. You take songs and you turn them into something. It's art. It's a collage.
Oh, definitely.
Everybody's art looks different. I might paint on the wall and I can see something, but you paint on the wall that same. Look at my same painting, you see something totally different. That's the beauty of. That's the beauty of DJ. You know what I mean? I want you to feel differently with how I'm going to do it, and that's how I like it.
So now, you were in the military, in the Army.
Absolutely.
Were you getting gigs outside of the NCO club?
Yes and no. So here's the thing about certain areas you go in, you kind of get treated as an outsider, and I started this really on my own. I wasn't with any DJ coalition or any DJ group. It's really on my own, and you have to prove yourself over and over again,
right?
Which I understand. Support isn't there because everyone is trying to get gigs. There was support at the level that I was at, but as far as going outside, I was on my own. Had to create my own lane. So it took a while for me to get outside gigs. And what I was military affiliated. So my military people, which is from different places, kind of helped me out if you think about it. So I would do, all right, this guy's getting married here, this wedding, this guy that retired here is in Virginia. Hey, so I quickly learned that each party that I do outside of the NCO club is an opportunity, it's a resume, it's an opportunity for me for another gig. So once I start learning that and tapping in to my Philadelphia sound even more, all that practice that I probably wasn't playing in the club became different sets for different audiences, older generations, younger generations, and that's what it is. So that helped me grow. Now, once I grew to a certain level and I was doing outside gigs, I did a trail ride out there. And if you ever done a trail ride, you got the country music, the line dances, the Southern soul out there in the middle of the woods, and they got horses going around. There's a big old barbecue. It's actually a real good time. But I learned that culture of music. Well, one thing I always do, I take each and every job seriously. So Google's your friend. Just like if I fix something in the house, you YouTube it, right? Well, what's Southern soul? Just Google it, Southern soul. All right. So I got this. Let's say I got a month before I do this party. I'm gonna spend the week researching for this party, Southern soul, and find some of the best Southern soul songs, or listen to what everyone else is listening to, tapping into people and talking to people. And I got it. So, and I build a crate off of it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your audience builds your crates. Your audience, you might have a whole bunch of music, but now you got to create it so you can get to it quicker while you performing versus searching. If you searching for songs is ridiculous on a digital aspect. When you used to have the crates, you already know I'm gonna go to my crate, I'm gonna find this
Yeah,
song.
you already had them pre-set up, or by I had
Right.
mines by genre, my old school, my new stuff, my house, my R&B.
Yeah, I had all of that. So I had I had the same thing. But now digitally, where you can have a garage full of records, which we all have had, now you got way more. Well, I could fill up a whole block of if I turn it all into vinyl, how much music I have on my hard drives. As a matter of fact, I got like 8 hard drives. So 8 hard drives at 4 terabytes. Come on now.
Wow.
You talk about music. There's nowhere in the world. I'm literally trying to be the Google, the jukebox machine. That's the thing we're doing now. And if you don't have the song, people can, you don't have that new stuff. Like, no. But I don't want to be that guy that don't have it. That's another challenge for me. So the challenge, you love music so much. If you really a DJ, you love music. That's the first love. And then from there, you put stuff together. So that's kind of what I do, yes, do I bring my Philadelphia sound everywhere I go? Yes, for sure. But nowadays, I'm bringing Virginia with me.
That's dope.
I'm bringing the military with me.
Yeah, you bringing the whole
the
whole planet.
You see what I'm saying? Your experience, you bring it all in with you. So I'm bringing all that with me. So if I sit down and DJ for something, I'm gonna give you everything if you allow me to, unless you say, hey, I just want the 80s. Okay. So we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is dope. So what's going on now in your career? What are you doing now? Or
Right
what do
now,
you want to get into?
I've had multiple opportunities to go radio station, do other things like that, but now, and here's why. Family is important to me. So right now I DJ pretty much 4 nights a week, but they're pushing for more. So Wednesday nights I do R&B Wednesdays, and Thursdays I've added something else to my DJing, which is karaoke, and I enjoy karaoke. So I just add a little twist to it. I call it neighborhood karaoke, which people don't want to sign up; they be shy when it comes to karaoke. But they don't want to sing, right? But if I make you feel like the neighborhood thing is a difference. In other words, walk around with the mic. You see that? And I'll put a song that the artist is singing in between. But it'll be a song that we all sing. I'll be like, y'all remember this song? Who used to sing? I'm gonna need y'all to sing with. So I got these 4 mics. I'm walking around the club. Say it's the Isaac drifting on the memories. Ooh, I'll be like, come on, help me sing, and I pass the mic.
That's dope, and they get involved.
They get involved, and now it's a neighborhood thing. Everybody's liking it, so people come not just to sing; they come to hear people perform. So
now,
and I like it.
Let me ask you this. You got some DJs that's hardly can get a gig, and you're playing 4 times a week. What's your secret?
Humble. Being humble and not thinking it's about me. Again, rule number 1 I go by: you're DJing for someone else. You can't play for yourself. Whatever that crowd likes, you have to adjust.
Right.
That's 2. 3 is you play for the ladies, because if the ladies come, the club is packed. And then finally, make sure you have quality sound, not overbearingly loud where you can barely understand and is busting your head. Quality sound, quality where you hear the tops, the mids, and the bottoms in the equal essence. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
ever been to a place and the bass is just you hear it, and the bass hits you so hard, you're like, whoa.
You walk out there and it's like you holding holding your ears the whole time.
Right. And finally, this is my number 1 rule. Have you ever got out your car and you just listen to something in your car and that song stick in your head? Right? It sticks in your head. You might sing it all day. I want everybody to leave wherever I DJ singing something.
One
You
of
know
them
what I mean?
songs.
One of them, whatever it is. And that's you gauging the crowd. So if that lets me know I connected with them. I don't even have to, did I do a good job? I don't have to ask, because you're singing that song based off of the last song that I played. You know, so you have to have an entrance and you have to have an exit. What is your exit? You can't just be playing some hard hip hop and just, all right, club's over. What? You don't do that. You can't do that. You have to give them an exit. So give them something. It's a performance. It's a
It
performance.
really is.
So you are performing for people. You are providing a service. And again, you are providing a service. That's what I go. That's what keeps me relevant. Not being mean to anyone. You hear some DJs who, I don't take requests, man. You know, they get on my nerves. Well, you don't probably need not the DJ if you don't take requests. Because if you worked on the radio, wait a minute, they take requests.
Yeah, some DJs hate doing requests because too many people come up to them. I get what you're saying, because it is about the crowd, but some DJs just hate it.
I'm not saying I like it. Like now, I'm saying I take them. You see what I'm saying? And if it don't have it, is how you treat that person, though.
Yeah.
How you treat the person. You don't know what that person may be going through.
Yep.
And again, that's how I look at it. I don't know what that person's going through. They might come up, hey man, yo, bro, I want to hear this song by Lil Durk, bro. And this is what I tell them. I said, all right, man, I got you. Let me see if I got it. I let them stay. Let me see if I got it. All right, I got you. It's not going to mix with what I got right now, but I'm going to slide it in. I put in it. Everybody knows Serato. Put it in the prepare area. Prepare. So when I get to close to something, I might take it out of there. Hey, you just helped me build the crate. If they think about it like that, you helped me out.
Exactly.
So, and that's how I do it. Honestly, that's how I can say I stay relevant. Being nice to people, so they know they don't have no drama coming up there. So
now with this karaoke thing, did you kind of stumble into it, or it was you were actually looking for something dealing with karaoke?
No, actually wasn't. It was a night where we had the other karaoke DJ. He had an issue with the club that I was DJing in, and I happened to be in there one night. And again, I can't say what the issue was, but he had an issue, and he was like, "I'm not coming back." And the club, I felt compelled, knowing the club owner. I was like, "Oh man." And she asked me, she was like, "Can you do karaoke?" And I was like, here I am with that week thing again. I got a whole week.
Like, yeah, I could do that.
Exactly. So that's why I said, yeah, not knowing, didn't have to download the program, nothing. And I said, yeah. And once I said, yeah, I had to go and research. So then that's part of why I like doing it. It's just a challenge, man. So challenged myself, did the karaoke, and the first week it wasn't that great, but I'm determined to make it go great. And I don't want to just do karaoke like everybody else do it. So I started getting better at it. And like I said, I thought to myself, what can I do to make it better? And the only thing I could think of was everybody likes to sing at home, in the shower, in the car, whatever. How can I make it like that?
Mm-hmm.
That was my mindset. So if I can make it like that, they can do that. Now I can say it does well. I can't say it's like 1,000 people coming every week, but no, we have a neighborhood coming every week.
Right.
My neighborhood of people come to karaoke and they sing, and they see it as and it's like we know each other. Yo, what's going on? We doing karaoke tonight? I'm getting we going to. Hey, I'm gonna sing you this song. Can you just find it on karaoke? Yeah. So it's a relationship.
Yeah, it definitely is. Which karaoke program do you use?
I use
I'm curious.
Carafun. I use Carafun.
I actually got that.
Yeah, it's the most common one, and you can add music to it.
Oh, can you?
You can add because there's a way you can. Let me see. You can click on there, and I don't have it in front of me right now. You can click on there and let me see. Not just take MP3, all different formats, and all karaoke's. I think it's under preferences. You select all karaoke except from all karaoke's, and then you can find a karaoke song from here, download it, and add it to that. And it works.
Now that I didn't know. I didn't know you can do that, but I do like the fact that Carafun, you can take either the backgrounds out or put them in on certain ones.
Right.
I like that feature.
Absolutely. So I'm still learning and tweaking it. So I enjoy that. That's exciting to me.
Yeah.
But what helps me out on karaoke is Wednesdays I DJ. That's from 10 to 2, and you figure I got a regular job now. Go to work. Right, so that's rough. I'm going to work 8 o'clock, so that hurts. Thursday karaoke, it depends on the crowd. So I with the karaoke crowd that goes from like 7:30 to like 11, and I in the hopes I could get out there at 11, but now it's turned into people want to come and listen to music after karaoke, and I'm like so. After karaoke's over, let me play some music, depending on the crowd. If the crowd, sometimes we shut down at 1, but lately it's been like, hey man, we going to 2. And then Friday night is party night, so those are the young crowd. So now I'm playing the new hip hop, and the new hip hop gets bad rap, mumble rap, whatever.
What's your take on it?
It was mumble rap when Sugar Hill Gang came out. How about that? No, not that they were mumbling rapping, but the genre.
But you can understand them. You can understand the words.
But think about the time.
True.
The older people was like, what the heck is that?
Is that? Yep.
Right. And the next, what the heck is that? That's where I'm going. Yes, you got to understand them.
You said we turned into those older people now.
There you go. That's exactly what we did. So that's exactly what we did. So I listened to it, and I figure out, well, how can I maneuver through these to mix it? It always goes back to the music. You listen to the beats now, and you can catch it. It's not as musically inclined as the 90s or the 2000s for that matter.
Right.
But it's beat driven, and it is hook driven. It's beat driven and hook driven. You just got to adjust. You know what I mean? If you put on a pair of shoes and you got on the wingtips, but you always used to wear the square toes. You put on the wingtips, you got to make an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? You might need to get a 11 and a half versus your normals.
Your normal 10.
Yeah.
That's
So
funny.
I had to make adjustments. And I have no problem with it. These guys out here trying to make songs. They trying to make, some of us actually hitting if you really listen to it. And believe it or not, more than we know it, we don't pay it attention because it's so hook driven. A lot of them have a message. A lot of them have a message on it. We don't listen to it though. But me, I haven't forced to listen to it. I'm like, man, what are they saying? Hip hop is
you gotta really be like, what are they saying?
Right. But think about this. I had to listen to reggae. Now, if you listen to reggae, it's hard to catch up with it. You got to listen to that 2 or 3 times. You're like, what is he saying? That's really what it is. Just think about it. I just really think about that. It's beat driven. Is they talking in a certain way, and you're trying to figure out what it's saying. So I've learned to listen to, and I listened to the beat, and that made me slow down my ear to listen to what they're saying. And I like it, man. I mean, I'm not saying nothing can replace the 90s for me. Nothing. Hip hop in the 90s. Are you kidding me?
I know. See, I can go back to the 80s.
I can go back to the 80s too.
And enjoy all of that over and over and over again.
Right. So here's the difference. In the 80s, in the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s, we had a lot of one-hit wonders. They really got no play, though.
Oh, yeah.
Now, because, and I blame us, we don't support each other musically. The one-hit wonders won. What is the average tenure of an artist that comes out? Now it's just one song. What happened to that guy that did the Designer? Panda. What happened to that guy? See what I'm saying? Think about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of one-hit wonders. You hear the song, it's hot for like 3 weeks, and then it's gone.
But one could say, I'm gonna go back to the 80s, man. Or was it the 90s? I'm gonna go back. Mark Wahlberg. He had a hit. It was one hit wonder, bro.
Yeah.
But we don't realize it. It was a whole lot. Young MC. What?
We had lived off of that one song, Bust a Move.
But see how you said it, Bust a Move. That's this generation. Those one-hit wonders were the hook. You knew the hook. With Marky Mark's Good Vibration. That's all you remember from the song. It's the hook. With all the other artists, you knew the whole song. That's the difference between back then and today. It's all about the hook. And it's the attention. People don't listen to songs and the songs ain't but about 2-3 minutes nowadays, because the attention span shorter nowadays than it was back in those days. People ain't got time to listen to a whole song. And if you hear one of these young DJs, they play 20 songs in a matter of 15 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Cha 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 cha, boom, cha 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 cha, boom, cha cha cha. You like, oh yeah, he hitting. Oh no, he hitting.
How do you sustain that? You're a filler, basically, because you got a set for 30 minutes. You paying 200 records, and that's it. You're done. You tapped out.
Exactly. So, again, this is how I tap into the young generation. My R&B Wednesdays, for example, I made them love it because their mama sang it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I told you I tapped into my Philadelphia soul, what my mom used to listen to, I can go back to those songs. So again, us older guys and older DJs got to help these guys out.
Right.
We have a direct responsibility. So, am I working? Yes. Do I have some proteges up under me? Yes. I talk to the young guys. Like, hey, yo, bro, I know you switching songs really fast. I got this young guy coming with me on Wednesday night. He was like, yeah, man, I think the old school. Oh, how you be doing this stuff? I said, it's a film, bro. You know what I'm saying?
They microwave.
We gotta
TikTok messed them up.
Oh man. So, but the artists again, you playing hits. You got an hour. You got those 200 songs. I tell them this: you got those 200 songs you play in a matter of 30 minutes. You don't. Why you starting your set off like that? Why don't you bring them up, then bring them down, then bring them up again, then bring them down? He's like, what? He know what I was talking about. I said, yeah. Well, they first come in, they drinking. You can't make them hype off of just drinking.
Right.
They drinking, they eating, doing whatever. What you going to play during that time? You got to figure something out. You know? And I said, you grew up. I told a young boy, you grew up with some old school music. He said, yeah. My, the 2000s. I said, well, here you go.
That's old school to them.
Think about it, but they have it. So you got the young crowd. You just got to know your audience. And he played old school, and he was vibing with them. And I was like, yeah. And I'm coaching them through it. I said, it's time. They all look it up. Now they're singing, everybody moving. The girls trying to, they was like, yeah. It's like, hit them. Run your set. He ran a set. They thought he was the best DJ in the world. Because now they all sweaty and hyped up. Now you got to bring them back down.
You got to bring them down.
All right, go back to that set. You still got more songs in the 2000s. You got to do the research. You see what I'm saying? You have to do the research. So us older guys, we got to do the research too on the younger stuff. But we got to give them the research to the younger cats to bring them in. And we supposed to help them out, but and not live in fear of them taking all our gigs. Who cares? Take the gig, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take it. I had no problem with that.
Now let me ask you this. Do you think some of these DJs, maybe the younger ones, are hurting how DJs get paid because they're taking these $50 and $25 gigs, and now that's what people think DJs get paid?
Well, let me look at it like this. It's a business, right? So I'm going to look at the person that's asking me to do a party. So let's say, hey, I want you to do this wedding. Or, no, I want you to do, I had this happen to you. I want you to do this barbecue for me. And I want you to start at 12. Well, how long you want it to? Hey, man, we going all day. Word? All right. I say, you know my price. And he was like, nah, I don't know your price. And I don't really want to put out my price. But it's up there. So the guy was like, yeah, man, this fam, bro. You know it is, bro. It's family, it's family reunion and all that. But yet it told me we smoking like 2 pigs and we gonna have stuff all over you. Telling me all this, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm like,
all the money you spending.
It's going all out there. I said, how much you trying to pay? He said, man, $200. I said, hey, man, you can't be afraid to say no. And tell him why. It's not a no in the essence of just coming out and saying no. Say, hold on, bro. You got me out here. You want me to be out here for 10 hours. When I could do another party after doing your party for 4 hours, I might consider it. But that's not even nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And Fat Joe said it best. Fat Joe said it best. Yesterday's price is not today's price. So I mean, it's just a conversation to talk to them. So no, it doesn't hurt me. If it helps me, you want to know why? Because that $50 DJ, that $100 DJ is going to go out there and not be able to give them an experience. Because if they taking $50, then they're not coming with quality. They're not coming out there. They're not coming out there giving them an experience. They might be playing off YouTube and all the TikToks and all that other stuff. They're not coming out there with lights.
Mm-hmm.
They're not coming out there with mics. They're not coming out there with quality sound. So no, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt me. I let them go ahead and do it. And I tell the people, you got what you asked for. You got what you paid for. To be honest with you, you got what you paid for. So that allows me to manage, because if you go ahead and take that $50, then you might wind up having 50 parties in 30 days, and there's no way in the world you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, because that's what you're going to have to do in order to make some money. They can do it. Go ahead. It don't hurt me. It helps me manage my time.
Now, do you think it hurts the industry by them doing that, taking them cheap parties?
It does hurt the industry, but the industry, those clubs or those people that's doing it don't last long as far as doing it, because it's not going to be a good time. And then 9 times out of 10, those are the parties that people are fighting, or there's something that's going on because you don't really care about what you throwing, what kind of party you throwing. You don't care about you. Now you're expecting too much out of this guy that you only paid $50, and he already have an attitude. Well, you only paid me $50. I'm out. It starts issues. But if you get something, music, or if you get a party and is to a point where it is a great experience or a party, they will pay for it. That helps you out. So if you're a professional, people will teach you professional. But you got to look professional before they come at you. People won't come at me if I design my stuff right.
Right.
They're not going to come at you that way. So, and then again, if I do a party and this person sees me do this party and they approach me and say, you got a card, and I give them a nice professional card and they have a conversation with them in a professional manner, they're already not going to come at me. Yeah, this guy, he ain't playing. He I know I'm paying for him. Like I just did a wedding last week, and that was like $850. Now,
and weddings have to be up there. There's no way a cake or some flowers cost more than the person that's playing the music.
Exactly, because that's the main part. And you figure they want this whole performance. They want this YouTube video showing here, this, there. Do you have sparkles? Do you have clouds? Do you have it? What? Like, they expect a lot. Now, and if I say one thing I'm not a fan of doing is weddings. I'd like doing it, but I'm not a fan of it because, for example, this last wedding I did was great. It turned out awesome. But people don't take the DJs seriously. So I've been communicating with you for 6 months, emailing people, hey, what's the playlist? Or, what's the first dance? I'm trying to organize it.
Mm-hmm.
I need organization. And they didn't organize, which is no problem. And again, like I said, I'm flexible. But a day before the wedding, they wanted to practice for the first time. And I went to practice, and it was like, you got this song, you got this YouTube. No, I don't have it. I got the, they couldn't understand it. And it made it go long. It made it go long, but I had a DJ that night. So I was like, I can't stay long. I got to get up on out of here. So once I got up out of there, I got the list and I put it together. But then they had a timeline. So I'm with the wedding coordinator. I'm gonna need you to be by me to cue me in. So once they gave everything to me, I cued it in. It worked perfectly. The wedding was awesome, but the stress level that I dealt with leading up
Prior to that, yep.
and dealing during, because I don't want to mess up someone's
Wedding.
right. I don't want to be the song don't come on right, or it's the wrong song for the first dance, you know. So that's pressure. I like that pressure though, and I will continue to do weddings. But there are some weddings, not all. There are some weddings where the people have to be organized, and that's all I say. But they don't take the DJ seriously. So that's really it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's start wrapping this thing up.
Yes, sir.
It's a question that I like to ask most of the time at the end of the interview is, what would you tell a young DJ that's starting, getting ready to get in the business? Because I heard you say you kind of mentor these people, but what do you tell those young DJs that's looking to get into it? They don't have any connections, they don't know where to start. What do you tell that person that's eager to start this DJ journey?
Talk to one of your older DJs, and number one, try to help them out. For example, you can do something simple as helping them move equipment and having conversation with them while they're going through it, if they allow you to it. Not for pay. You can't look for pay for that. It's the experience, and that's how you learn based off of the area that you're in. You have to. I would tell any DJ, you have to love music first. You can't be in this just for the accolades or the women or being popular. If you don't love music, you're not going to be a good DJ. It's as simple as that. And not just the music of today.
Right.
You have to do your research and love music, because learning how to DJ is training your ear. And you have to listen to music to train your ear. And when I say music, I'm talking everything. You train your ear, different beats, different different patois, or so should I say, as the Haitians say, it's different rhythmic functions and move people. And then ultimately, if you're not a people person, so you have to have the
your career is going to die as quick as it started if you're not a people person.
Oh man, tell me about it. So it's the personality, the research, and you know, you can search for a mentor. Honestly, these young guys need to search for a mentor. You can't come in a super cocky like you just because you was in your room doing this, doing that. My mentor was Jazzy Jeff without actually knowing Jazzy Jeff.
Right.
So I listened to him and every time the cafe came out there, it was on Sundays during the day in the summertime, I would go listen. And I'm listening. If I had had Shazam back in the day, I would have had every song he would have played. Yeah. So nowadays, you know, the technology is for the kids. They can Shazam the songs that people are playing. Yeah. Ask them, you play that. I mean, do your research. Why not? You know, if you've taken a class, you'll ask the teacher, how'd you do this? So why not? Humble, man. I mean, everyone needs to have a certain humbleness about himself. Cockiness, I understand, and being confident, I understand that. But you can be cocky and confident in what you're doing and humble at the same time with what you're showing.
Right.
That's it.
Nice. Great answer. Let me ask you, what do you think about this DJ interview?
I enjoyed it, man. I didn't think I was going to talk this long. That's number one. So I mean, you asked some good questions, and this is actually my first DJ interview. So this one for books, and I appreciate you, man.
Oh, thank you.
I really appreciate you, because there's a lot of things that I discovered in the interview that I knew about myself, but I was like, man, man, I actually got a lot to talk about. So
Yeah. And most DJs don't. That's why I get to talk to them. You know, we're
mhm,
going on the inside of how I do my DJ interviews. I get to talk to
right,
you first because a lot of DJs don't think they can talk longer than 15 minutes about their career, and they've been DJing
right.
since the 80s.
Yeah,
You have
that's exactly what I was thinking.
stories.
Yeah,
And it's probably
yes.
so much you didn't even put. You probably done skipped
Oh,
decades.
I definitely, yes, I
Because
did.
a lot of things happened in it. And
Mhm, mhm,
you know, I want to interview not only the bigger DJs, I want to interview the DJs like you who's been doing it for X amount of years, but don't nobody
right,
know you. You're local
exactly.
DJ and
Right,
you're big in your area, but don't nobody outside of that know you.
true.
This is a platform to get that get some notoriety.
Right, right. And I appreciate the platform, man. I really appreciate it. I do. I do. Big
Man,
time. I'm thankful.
thank you. Tell your
Thank
story before somebody else does.
you, sir. Yes, sir. So all my DJs out there, keep the music. Music is life, man.
Definitely. So how can people stay in contact with you?
Well, you can hit me up on my Instagram and Facebook at DJ Reflexxx Ford. On that is on Facebook, Instagram is DJ Reflexxx. I think that one's 3X's. I need to kind of show them up. Twitter, I don't do the TikTok and all that other stuff. Just hit me up there. I post content. All the parties I'm doing, I try not to post too much. There's some mixes that I may do, and you might hear some of the music that I do on there. Um, yeah, that's how you reach me.
Okay. Well, thank you, bro. I
I
appreciate your time. We learned a lot about what you do and how you did it, and you was in the military and
Yeah, for
just
sure,
kept it going.
for sure,
Started
for
out
sure.
in Germany. So
Yeah, man.
I thank you much. So we're going to end this.
Mhm.
We will see you next Tuesday.
Right.
Each and every Tuesday.
Yes,
This is
sir.
Harry the Big Dog with the DJ interview, and we'll see you soon.